So I've been avoiding this project for a while. It's probably not going to be as bad as I thought it was going to be. But there's some interesting things in here. We've been here a good while, and when we first moved here, we tried to clean up some of the stuff that was left from years gone by. And we kind of got discouraged. And we left it again. And so we've decided this year we're going to clean up this area. And yeah. So I found a few interesting things.
What in the... Oh, it's a shoe. A shoe.
I'm not quite sure. I think this is part of some sort of harness, maybe, for a horse or an animal or something.
Something like that.
It reeks. Ooh, wow. And then lots and lots of, like,
jars
and cans, and just many, many jars of science experiments. I won't show you the science experiment one because it's near the bottom, but like, they've been here so long that their jars are, the lids are rusting through, and like the moss is quite happy. Quite happy under there. Anyway, we're just gonna...
Looks like an old mirror and...
persevere through all this and see if we can find some sort of ground under all this stuff.
And the cool thing is, it was built with logs here. So you can see over the door. And stone. Which will need a little bit of repair.
I'm just hoping we can get this heavy bag out of here in one piece
trailer.
Afterwards. We might have to triple bag it. This was the heaviest one, I think, probably will be, because of all the broken jars that are in here.
And 2 tires to add to the collection for some reason.
Yeah, they've been happy here for a while. So I wanted to do this before bug season because I don't know if there's any wasp nests or anything around here, but I thought it'd be a whole lot more pleasant without the black flies and the mosquitoes and the wasps
and this ancient fridge. I can only imagine what it's like inside.
Should we try to open it?
What's the name of this thing? I'm going to try to shade this.
So this will be a job for another day, I think, but...
Oh boy. Westinghouse.
There's the tiny little, look at that, the little freezer. Something's made a home in there at one point.
I can just imagine.
I don't know what that is. Okay.
Yeah, we shot that again.
We can close that down. So that's like a beast. That's going to be the hard part.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll fit through this doorway here. With the... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it will.
Trash or treasure? You decide. Let me know in the comments what you think. This is a full, looks like a canning jar. Oh, it has the glass lid. Ooh. Wow, with the metal band.
So the other one's glass lid maybe broke, or the metal band rotted?
Maybe
There's
the
2 of them.
metal band rotted.
There's 2 of those things, at least.
2 of these here.
So far.
Kind of scary, but it's kind of like a little piece of history, and I don't know what to think. I don't know if I should keep it. I don't know what's
Whatever's in that is pretty black, because the jars are clear. Like the other one that's broken.
The other one, which is
clear.
Totally disgusting. Oh, it's solid in there. The jar must have totally either rotted or something.
I think the lid's probably compromised, the glass lid or something.
And
it's half empty, actually. I think. Yeah,
anyways, we found one other really cool piece of history that I'm going to have to show you. That I don't know what it is. You guys can let me know what you think it is. It's been an interesting little adventure, that's for sure. We've seen plenty of shoes today.
Oh yes, shoes like you can't imagine.
So there's been plenty of broken glass along the way, but there's been lots of shoes. We've seen a couple really cool things. There was, what was the TV antenna or something, wasn't it?
It was a television receiver, I believe.
Oh, television receiver.
And it's stamped. It's just the particle board for the back of it, that we're certain about. And it's stamped with the General Electrics and the model and all that.
And some pieces of fabric that actually hadn't faded too much. Some of them were buried and were still pretty intact. There's one that I gotta show you. So we've done a lot in here. I think it's getting a lot better, but it's like layers. There is layers. So we have gotten the first layer, and now we're digging, and as you go down, there's just layer after layer of dirt with garbage underneath. But this was the other find that makes me
this one
more
scares
nervous than the other one.
This says, it's not showing super
Something
well.
WB.
Yes.
It says Public Health Laboratories, Ontario Department of Health, gives the address in Toronto, Ontario, and it says
There's a postage and
label
I think a
to
stamp on it.
close, and you put a post-it, yep, and it says remove label to open. So
And
I have
it hasn't been opened, it's sealed.
no idea what's in here.
Take my knife
So what
and
does it
open it?
say here?
Yeah, it says
Property of Ontario Department of Health Laboratories. So it's just the same thing.
What about at the top? Same thing?
And yeah, again,
Well, let me see if I
Property
can
of
focus at least
Ontario
really good in on the label.
Laboratory of Health.
There's a stamp. There was even a stamp on it.
We found teacups with matching saucers.
And a plate too, I think, that was bigger.
Oh, another jar.
Yeah.
Another one of the same.
If this one's intact, we should keep this one too.
Oh boy.
With the glass lids, I think that's so cool.
This is that whole saying someone else's.
Oh, this
garbage.
lid's compromised too. That's unfortunate. Or is it? Is it just you think it's? I think the soil's just rusted too. I don't actually think it's compromised.
I don't know. It can go over here with the rest of the treasures.
That other one was pretty intact though. Like you can still see like the
This one's pretty
galvanized
cool
color on it.
because you can, the glass and the lid is still pretty good. All I have to say is botulism.
What's that? It's a label for something.
Oh, brother.
Oh,
You
hey.
hear everything. Coffee.
Oh, what's the name brand?
Blue Ribbon Limited. Winnipeg, Vancouver, Toronto.
That's crazy. They don't do that anymore where they list like all the places.
Weight is 1 pound.
I don't think. 1 pound of coffee.
This is what I'm talking about with the layers, though. So we came upon an area in what was the root cellar, I guess, that we're just coming across. There's just a whole bunch of them here.
I'm guessing they were in a box or something because they're...
Yeah, you know
all
what?
of
You're right. It's a box. It's the cardboard on top. Oh, it's peaches or apples or something.
Yeah, it's leaking.
Yeah. And my gloves are getting...
But something tells me these were in a box because they're all arranged
It
at
is.
about the
It's
same
a box.
angle.
See, look. These ones are getting kind of gross. They're kind of slimy. There's newspaper.
Newspaper?
Yeah.
What's it say?
For sale, dry cleaning,
Maybe that...
something or other.
You just discovered for me an old hand-forged nail with your head.
Oh no, are you okay? That's the second time today you banged your head.
An old square nail.
I'll take care of that nail.
No, leave it alone. You can literally see like axe marks in it here. Where it was like probably hand hewn and made into this building.
here again, see?
Yeah.
There's a bottle.
There's a bunch of them here. That's a cool one. What's the lid say? It's empty, I think.
Yep.
There's the lid.
Looks like a wasp on it or something. I could be wrong.
Brown glass. Interesting. Another one right beside it. Looks like another one right below it. No, that's a label. Label similar to the one right beside it. That's just probably what it is.
I'm getting hail.
Oh. Maybe.
Oh, it's... Well, that's a Molson label.
Well, it's the same label that was right beside that jar.
Alright, so there's a jar right here.
And they look the same, these jars, so far, anyway. Let's see if I can get this.
This one's still got it. This one's full.
That's funny. What is the label on that
Anybody
one
want
say?
some really old Molson? That's what the... I see it now. The lid is the little boat. Sailboat. Oh, brother. That's like ancient Molson. I don't think that'd be good anymore.
That one's got a really intact label. Let's get a picture of that one.
Can't be that old then. Can it?
Well, I don't know. How long was this stuff around? Molson Export.
Anybody know how old this might be? So, this was a pretty cool find.
How many milliliters or ounces is it?
300 milliliters, 10.6 fluid ounces. And it says, money back. Wonder how much money I'll get back. Pretty cool. Gonna add that one to the stash over here. So it's gonna be stages. We're gonna have to get rid of the garbage and start shoveling through dirt. And then after that, we're gonna have to get like all the scrap metal that we've been pulling out of here and take that as well.
Yeah, you gotta try to sift through the
Like-
dirt.
There is a good...
Let's say that step there is only maybe another 6 inches and that's the bottom. There's still
a good
like probably
feet
2
at
or
least.
2.5, probably at least 2 feet. And if there's more stairs, oh boy. It would make sense though, because like even, I mean, you can't even stand up. You can just barely stand up there. And you're standing basically on the concrete down there. So you would definitely want to go down some. Yeah.
But like, look at that right now. Look at that wall.
I know, it looks so nice.
I am just falling in love with this spot. I really am. I'm loving it. It's just, all of a sudden it went from repulsive to me and something I didn't want to do to like, this is awesome. This is going to be a really cool project.
And what are we going to find next?
Yeah, it's like, what are we going to find next? But more than that, it's going to be like, what can we do with this space? And,
How do the stairs go?
yeah, there's a lot
If
of
they're
questions.
stairs?
Like, how to get rid of all the tree roots.
Yeah, that could be interesting. We might just have to chop them off where they enter.
So our plan is to kind of take the first layer off, and then we're going to get in here next time with a shovel and carefully just start digging, and whatever's dirt or leaf or wood, we're going to find a low spot probably and just put it in there and just carefully go through and try to keep broken glass and stuff going in the garbage and just leaf matter and stuff going in the hole. And it's kind of neat to be digging down. Like, we don't even know how deep this is. Like, we don't know how many feet this is supposed to be. You can tell that it's supposed to be down a lot more because we're up in this corner quite a bit, but you can see the step down there.
Yeah, like that step, and actually the outside of that step is maybe a little bit lower. Where that concrete is, there's dirt there, so I don't know how deep it is by that concrete. I'm assuming it's not too much deeper. But then between there and here, I'd say there's at least a foot.
Oh,
It gets
more than
about a
that.
foot, maybe 2 feet
I think
deeper
more,
from
at least 2 feet
yeah,
deeper.
from the door to here.
Which
So there's
makes
a
sense
lot of
because
trash
we're
here.
finding bottles way down here, right? So the
Yeah.
stuff has just kind of come down around the bottles.
Yeah.
You know, if these walls could talk, if these jars could talk, this is somebody's history. I love history. I love history. And I would love to know the story of this cabin.
Yeah, like
I really would. Like, we find things on the homestead here that are so fascinating, and you're like, you know, why? Like, there's this one area where I'm like, there's these, you can tell it looks like it's purposefully dug, 2 ponds, one on each side with like a path going through, and yet it's in the middle of the woods now, but at one time it might have been a farmer's field. It might have been some way to water their cattle. I don't know, but I would love to know. I would love to know all the stories that this farm has. That's another thing, you know, as the older generations are dying, history is dying with them, and they knew so much more. They knew how to do with so little and how to do so much with it. I look at this foundation and how they built it in these huge rocks and how they made a go of it. They made it work. How they hand hew the beams.
Yeah.
And there's some massive beams over by the door, and it's
like
just
that rock there. It's gotta be like 2 feet long.
I really would have loved to have seen the cabin that was here.
Yeah. I assume it was probably a 2.5 story cabin.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a pretty small like footprint, so I think it must have been pretty high. It's just really cool.
Yeah, like
I was dreading doing this, but I'm actually finding it really neat. I really am enjoying this. I'm enjoying going back in history as we dig down. It's pretty neat. I hope you guys have enjoyed this as much as we have, and this is going to be a process, so I think there's going to be a couple videos on cleaning this out and some ideas on what to do with it. So don't forget, give it a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and if you want to share it, it all helps. And let us know in the comments for sure what you think about the things we're finding, if they're trash or treasure, if we should keep them or if we should throw them away. And if we should open the mystery capsule.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.